On this episode of Ask TK, we're going to talk about the blending process of cigars. Welcome back to another episode of Ask TK here on Stogie TV. I am your host, Tobacco Kennedy, and I hope all of you are doing well out there. On this episode, we're going to talk about the blending process of what? Our favorite item on the planet, cigars. I'm doing well. Why? I'm in a cigar shop, cigar rollers, cigar table. What more could you ask for? You asked me a question in my inbox. What is the blending process when it comes to cigars? As a master roller, I'm going to cover all of this and have a great exercise for you to understand the blending process. This episode is being brought to you by no other than what? The TK Cigar, my brand. Brazilian wrapper, Nicaraguan filler, Nicaraguan binder. You already know it's going to be a great cigar. So let's go ahead and get to our topic. What is the blending process of a master roller's thought process when it comes to making a cigar? Great question, and I have a little exercise here that I'm going to use as a demonstration to show you when it comes to blending tobacco, what kind of flavor profile you're going to get out of that cigar. So I have 3 cups here, and I'm going to fill them up with water. And I have green, red, orange, and black. Each one of these colors represents a different country. So for example, let's say Nicaragua, Mexico, Dominican Republic, and you know what? Cameroon, Africa. So let's do this. Someone says, I'm going to take one wrapper. So I'm going to fill this cup up. We're going to talk about the wrapper, right? And I'm going to show you what happens when you put a certain wrapper from a certain country in a growing region together, and watch what happens to the flavor profile. So when it comes to coming up with a cigar blend, it's like a recipe of flavor. So we're going to take the green and we're going to drop it in, right? So that's the green. That's the wrapper. Now you may ask, okay, I have my wrapper. What kind of binder do I want? Well, if you want to go with the binder, let's use a Cameroon binder, just for the hell of it. It's green right now. That's the current flavor profile of just the wrapper. Now, once you mix it up with another wrapper from a different country, a growing region, guess what happens? The flavor profile changes. So it's no longer green, it is now blended. And what happens when you add in your filler? Here we go. Add in the filler, and there we go. 3 distinctive colors instantaneously when you marry all 3 leaves. Now let's go to another situation. It's called a puro. Puro meaning everything from that cigar is from that one particular concentrated country. So I'm going to go with, I believe we said what, Nicaragua, is that it? Or Mexico, one or the other. So let's just say that this is Nicaragua. So there goes a Nicaragua wrapper, Nicaraguan filler, Nicaraguan binder. You mix it up. Have a little black from before, but no worries. That's your flavor profile right there. That's your puro. Now, let's say I would just want to add a little spice to the situation and add some Dominican Republic blending into it. What happens to the flavor profile? Let's see what happens. Ah, look at that. Wow. Definitely got darker. Let's go to another blending situation. Let's try. That's my wrapper. Nicaragua. Let's go with the Dominican filler. Dominican filler. So we went from red to green. Let's see what happens when we mix them. Look at this flavor profile. That flavor profile has now changed. But let's add something else to it. Let's add, just for the hell of it, add Cameroon, and let's see what happens. A dash of Cameroon, so there's gonna be a Cameroon binder. So we went from a bright red to almost a burgundy slash, oh, look at that. Now it's dark brown. Interesting. So, the point of this episode is to show you that when it comes to blending, what a master blender has to go through, you can only imagine the permutations of ingredients and mixtures that a master blender has to go through. So whether it's one growing region, 2 to 3 to 4 different growing regions, or a feudal, it all depends on what that master blender's overall objective is for that one particular cigar blending. So this is not easy by far. This is just a little sample of what master blenders or the tobacco scientists have to go through when coming out with a particular flavor profile. It's not as easy as just saying, hey, listen, I'm going to take a wrapper and put it on a cigar and say I have a cigar. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot more that goes into it in understanding the flavor profiles and how well they blend together. A lot of trial and error and a lot of testing. I'm here for you. I'm going to answer all of your questions to the best of my ability. I'm Tobacco Kennedy. You have a question, inbox me, StogieTV@gmail.com. I am also on social media. All of your social media platforms at Stogie TV. You have a question about blending, I'll do my best to answer them. You have a question about business, I will do my best to answer through the world of cigars. This episode being brought to you by what? The TK, Brazilian wrapper, Nicaraguan filler, Nicaraguan binder. As always, much love to all of you, and thank you for watching another episode of Ask TK here on Stogie TV. Now there goes a sight from there goes a